on Russia now. We're not going to get Russian bear. What else comes from Russia?
They were talking about Russians as well.
The Russian vorst itself.
Yeah.
And what else comes from Russia?
What else?
That's actually a good question, eh?
I've got one for you. My chicken! My chicken! My chicken! My chicken! You remember tattoo? Okay.
Woo!
What's happening?
All good? Another weekend?
In your Kanye pink here, eh?
Yeah.
In your Kanye polo pink.
He has that effect. He
has
did,
an effect,
he
yeah.
did that thing.
Yes,
I'll
that's
probably
nice.
buy the stem player next.
Yeah, that album was streamed the other day. Eh? Well, not streamed. The live event was playing. I think it was on Wednesday or Thursday. Album doesn't sound bad. He's redeemed himself. I think that's a good album. It sounds good.
I went through the credits and I saw like most of the songs he didn't produce it actually.
Yeah, that's why it came out so fast.
Yeah.
Usually things, if he does something, it takes long.
Yeah.
Takes long. So he had help.
So yeah, at least.
Yes, because obviously
that perfectionist thing.
And obviously those samples. There were no samples, not a lot of sample stuff that he did. Yeah. Well, news travels fast, eh? New episode. What's shocking that happened this week? What happened this week? I just saw before we got here, petrol's going up by R1.46.
I'm buying a bicycle.
Yeah,
They'll probably tax the bicycle as well.
Yeah, I think you were doing a math for me, Mobster, of how much more you're going to pay for the same amount.
280.
280. That's a lot.
Fuck's sakes.
That's a bottle of liquor. Wow. Did you think cars
are
are
we
getting...
really comparing things to liquor now?
Yeah.
Like we measure like that. That could have been 2 bottles.
Yeah, it could have been 1 bottle of Jack Daniels. That is crazy, man. That's crazy. And even the electricity is going up.
Everything.
Yeah, by like 9.8% or something.
And PCM, it's times 10.
Yeah. They're gonna tax us. Also, they're gonna tax us on that. And also, they want us to pay for their sewage issues.
Like always.
Yeah.
They fuck up, we have to sort it out.
Yes, that's something else. Like some people that fucked up, the police, bro. Police have been fucking up big time. They've been shooting people during lockdown.
Yeah.
They've been just affecting the citizens. But this week, they did something right. They actually shot criminals. They actually shot criminals. They shot 8 criminals. What is this? I think it was a cash in transit gang or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is it? Oh, it was a big shootout. I forgot the place. What's that place? Can you try and look it up, mobs? It was a big shootout. Big ass shootout. The bullets were riddled everywhere.
Yeah.
And all that thing. In fact, I think now what we should actually do, we shouldn't sing Kill the Boer. We should sing Shoot the Criminal now. That's what we should be singing.
We should have been singing that.
We should have been singing that. At least, that gets results.
We took like a detour, but we should come back to that.
Yeah, we should come back to Shoot Back the Criminals because that's where it's supposed to be happening. And that's like a rare thing for the police to actually be doing something right.
Yeah.
They covered it for like a whole week on the news. It was like a 4-day story.
But this is the police. Maybe it's like task force and all of those.
Yeah, apparently it was a special task unit.
Yeah, there was a lot of people involved.
Yeah. And it was, I think, mostly foreigners that they had.
Yeah.
So there's that foreigner problem.
8 killed, 8 arrested.
Yes.
And isn't there one that got away? The driver or something?
Yeah, I think there were some who had escaped.
It was a big ring.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's a huge thing, bro. It's huge. And I think...
only one off now off the street. How many more is that?
Yes.
Because this shit happened. Wasn't just like a month ago in PE?
There was also... Yeah, there was also something else. These incidents happen a lot and it's obviously all coordinated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a guy on Twitter saying that the employment thing is so bad that they're even hiring foreigners to do these cash and transit signs before they get to South Africans. So I mean, you see, so it's getting out of hand. But that's the first that the police have actually done anything. That's the first time. I'm actually even surprised at that. But I think
it's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Progress we're making. Yeah.
We'd have to see. I don't know. It's just one incident. One isolated incident where they've got people. I think 2 police were also shot in all of that, eh?
2.
You still, I'm asking for the place. It's Rosettenville.
Rosettenville.
Where's it?
I never even heard of that place.
I think it's
Gauteng?
in
yeah,
Joburg or something.
Johannesburg.
Johannesburg. Like a
Yes.
suburb. Must be.
It possibly is a suburb.
Yeah, Johannesburg. So many fucking places.
I think what car was that was shot up? It was like
A BMW.
Yes, you see all those bullets
Yeah.
Yeah.
riddled with bullets.
Yeah,
Crazy,
they had to,
man.
because those guys will kill you. That's what you should know. Hey, if those guys come, you're fucked.
Yeah,
They're gonna
not-
kill you.
Not long before that, 2 fidelity guys were actually shot.
Oh,
You see?
Yeah, they were apparently escorting a Simba truck or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah. They were shot
Oh,
there.
so they shot first. Didn't they even shoot at the helicopter?
Yes. The helicopter
man.
almost died, eh?
as Becky was saying, the helicopter almost died. Then it took down the whole operation. Like, geez. But that's
Oh,
guts. Just to come out, Brew. How out of the programming of life must you be to be like, yo, we're gonna go to this place, we're gonna rob it and shoot people. Those people are not plugged into like normal life like we are. Like in order for us to make money, we've got to be 9 to 5ing.
But maybe it's the desperation. They don't have money.
I don't have
They
money.
yeah.
Remember, they've
But-
come from far to do this, as they're not South Africans. They've come from far. We're not plugged.
But even isn't it that refugee mentality? You know, they
Most probably, yeah.
they come from those.
They come from hard times. But I think they said something about Zimbabwe, Botswana, or some different type of places like that.
Yeah.
Jeez, but nah, come on. That's different. You just program differently. Because we work money, you want to work for it honestly.
Yeah.
You want to go 9 to 5, you want to do that. And these guys just come. You get that money
And
in
it
30
becomes
minutes.
discouraging. Sometimes you're like, hey, they're making money. They living
Yeah.
properly. And now you're fucking 9 to 5 in the whole week. You're tired. You have to do all these things. And they living lavish life. You're like, you start thinking as well,
I should have done that. I could have done
it.
it. That's where the thought, that's where the little devil
Yeah.
comes in, where you think, oh man, maybe I could.
That's where Christians become atheists.
And you see
know,
that-
they're like, oh, fuck this.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, man, that's something else. But the police have had like major slew. Major. But look, I think last week, someone broke into a police station and put a hard drive in there and took off information.
Wow.
Yeah, they just strolled into
But
the
it's
police
always
station.
to get guns.
Yeah, well, this person wanted information on cases. And they saw them on the camera. And apparently it was a female that walked in. It's not the first time she had done it. She had done it before. And then they caught her on this particular incident. And they were celebrating that like this is what happened, whatever. But these people are constantly breaching police.
Yeah.
And they're always going in there. So, I mean, it's not a win-win every time. We just got one. You've killed like 8 people. Imagine how many other more people are out there.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many more syndicates.
Yeah, how many more people out there? And also, it doesn't excuse also the slow response that the police gave out last year when there was the whole looting thing.
Yeah, hey, that was another thing.
Yeah. So I think I even saw yesterday that or even this morning, the police guy or the police chief or something got fired.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
saw that.
So he's to vacate his office or his job by March or something.
But
Apparently-
isn't he being used as a scapegoat again?
Well, everyone's also calling for Bygones' head.
Yeah.
So they want to get them out because their response to things has been quite shocking.
Yeah.
It's quite slow. Things need to change in the police department, in fact. I think, yeah. And also, isn't it still that thing, if you shoot someone first, you go to jail or you have to wait for someone to shoot you?
Yeah.
I
They should
remember them
provoke you.
saying that.
If they break in a house, yeah, like the rules like that, they should charge you and you should be in potential danger. And it's then.
Yeah, but apparently they say you need to fire a warning shot first.
Yeah.
Or something. I'm not an expert in that field, but that's what I remember.
But at least this case, these guys shot at the helicopter first. So at least, and they killed the Fidelity guys. Yeah, that's sad enough they killed the Fidelity guys, yes. So they had already done that. It was crazy how they had all those people lying on the backs. How many people were in that house?
Yeah, quite a lot. Apparently the article saying it's about 25.
Gee whiz. That's a
About
gang.
25 suspects.
Wow. Hey.
That's a gang.
Yeah, they arrested 2 more. So there are 10 actually arrested now. Yeah.
So these things are being pre-planned. Like
No,
how
they
long?
definitely.
It's like
That's
months.
Yeah, that's definitely. That's why they call it organized crime, right? They are.
Yeah.
And also Fidelity. I think robbing Fidelity trucks
But
has
so
become.
many people.
Uh-huh.
Let's think about it. Like these Fidelity trucks. How much money do they usually carry?
Oh, a lot of money.
Like let's say a sum of 10 million.
No, not that much.
Not that much exactly. Now all that money needs to be split
amongst all those people.
All those people.
Gee whiz.
You just have to go to the next truck, the next truck, the next truck the whole time, because if there's 25 people, and then there's still people that need to be paid, like that works. Let's do the inside
do the
jobs,
planning and the ones who do the scouting.
So they do remember all those payments. You probably walk away with maybe with a 200,000 or something. Maybe less.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky. And if they don't kill each other.
Yeah,
also for that
happens.
money also. So.
And that's where the whistleblowing starts.
Yeah, well, someone will come up and say, hey, I never got all my full cut.
Yeah.
Denny had done crap there or whatever.
And that's where they get a tip off.
That's yes. Yeah, there's all these cracks. It's amazing how they can actually even have an undercover cop in that situation. How someone stays like so quiet and all that. And they actually, you find out, hey, dude was an undercover cop.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That is crazy, crazy, crazy. So 8 dead, mostly foreigners. I'm actually surprised no one's actually come out to say xenophobic attacks or anything to be like, yo, or to point the finger and say, hey, look, you see, it is the foreigners. Because he was quick to distance himself from that. He did say, surprisingly, that they were foreigners. I was like, I don't get what's so surprising about that. If there's foreigners, there's foreigners.
Most of the times, that's the case.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like, what you want to do.
Are we always going to walk on eggshells regarding that topic? Always.
Yeah, and it seems like at this point in time, that's what it's going to be.
Yeah. Because that's what's happening. They just tiptoe around that topic like, oh no, surprise, this is what happened. We all live here in South Africa. We know what the fuck is happening.
Yeah.
Like
more rights than we have. More rights than what we have. Yeah, that's a strange one, man. Criminals, police shooting people. That's a first, bro. I'm happy that they actually kill criminals. I can give the police 5 stars for this week, but obviously they'll fuck it up next week. Watch how something else comes up next week.
Let's wait.
Yeah, let's just wait.
Give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, how much do you think that BigManDanny will get fired? Is the next to get fired? Do you think he goes?
Do you think we should place bets?
I doubt it though.
I think you should place
I
bets.
think he should be fired though.
Will he get fired?
He hasn't done much, bro.
But I doubt it will happen though, to be honest with you.
Is he stock high in the ANC?
Probably, and he's blaming foreign nationals now.
But he's like a celebrity.
For this.
Well,
he's like a celebrity.
Ministers here are funny. They're always trying to be celebrities. Like, look at Fikile Mbalula when he was the police guy.
Yes.
Yeah, he was always like having some quirk or some jokes that he puts ahead. Even now that he's the boss at the, he's in transport or something. He's like always saying something.
They're Twitter guys as well. They're Twitter guys. They tweet. They do all these things. They have their
political influences. That's what's happening.
That's all.
That's what's happening there in the game.
So.
You think the world is headed to a collapse?
I think. We've been talking how long about that?
Yeah, I saw, well, it happened this week. I didn't pay attention to it. I heard the stories that China is close to the border of Ukraine and there's something brewing. But I think this week it all came to head, eh?
Yeah.
And Twitter is such a funny place. Like, I think Naledi Pandor had said something. There was a video that came out. I think we could play a bit of that video just to hear. But I don't see anything wrong with what she said. It's just that
in the Ukraine, tensions have escalated as fears are mounting in Eastern Europe that Russia will attack Ukraine. The minister made comments on the sidelines of the security summit in Munich, Germany. She also touched on the importance of the summit and the role of women in peace negotiations.
It's true that women are often excluded when we're in the post-conflict phase, and particularly during negotiations and in the process of transition to a new democracy. This is why DIRCO, the Department of International Relations...
I think that's enough. And then there was also a tweet that came out which said we're not afraid of Russia and they should stop that thing. Now, Twitter was quick to be like, yo, Naledi, that's not our thing. South African Twitter was like, no. Those are not our thoughts.
Yeah.
Those are your thoughts.
That's your thoughts.
And if we do get invaded, we have nothing. Are we really? I mean, like, are we really, as South Africa, are we that afraid of war or what?
I think it's because we don't actually know. Our army and task force and those type of things, it's not as bad as we think.
Well,
it's not as bad. It's just because we never in war. With things.
We've never been in war, like ever.
Yeah, but it's not like terrible.
There was also these funny videos that people were showing of guys shooting rockets and the rockets are falling out. People are driving tanks.
Yeah.
It's like police academy with all the, the bloopers and all that shit that happened. Yeah. But also, I mean, like, I don't think anything would happen to South Africa, considering the relationship that we have with Russia.
Yeah.
Because Russia is in BRICS. And Brazil, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and then South Africa. So we're part of that that whole committee. A while back, Russia was supposed to give us a nuclear power plant, remember?
Yes.
That overly expensive.
With the Guptas and them.
Where they wanted to steal. It was quite a big-ass project. It was like 30 billion.
Because they have the uranium. Yeah.
For that.
The resources.
Yeah, they had those resources. Yeah. People were even going as far as saying that if we put sanctions on Russia now, we're not going to get Russian bear. What else comes from Russia?
They were talking about Russians as well.
The Russian horse itself.
Yeah.
And what else comes from Russia?
What else?
That's actually a good question, eh?
I've got one for you. My chicken! My chicken! You remember Tattoo?
Yeah.
Everyone was bumping that song back in the day, and Not Gonna Get Us. That was a Russian group.
Not gonna get us.
Not gonna get us. Those fake lesbians, the one who got pregnant on their third album. And everyone's like, but you people were preaching lesbian lyrics and all that, which is the weirdest one.
She was bi.
That's what she went
That's what they
said.
always say.
Yeah, that's what they always said. But like, look, this thing of Russia and Ukraine, it's like historical beef, bro. It's not even historical beef. I think Russia wants Ukraine back because they used to be part of the bigger Russia. What was it called again?
It's Soviet Union.
The Soviet Union. So they went and got their own independence and they were split. And then they had like an agreement that they would always protect them. They kept the arms, the uranium and all those stuff. Ukraine had kept it. And then I think there was another president who came in who was pro-Russian. And they had a chance to actually even join the EU. And that guy said no. Because the people of Ukraine were like saying, no, that guy is in bed with Russia. And eventually they even toppled him and they got him out. And that guy went back to Russia. So that's where this whole thing is started. Because they've been always wanting to get this country back.
Yeah.
They've always been trying to get it back. But I don't know, man.
But it escalated when NATO...
Yeah, also like now...
When NATO got involved.
Yeah, because apparently...
Because they were afraid of Russia after the Cold War.
Yeah.
Regarding that. Actually after World War II, when I think it's when they found out Russia had these nuclear weapons or something.
Yeah, there was a stage where...
But after 1991... They had a verbal agreement. That's what Russia said, that they're not going to expand. But then they expanded into Slovakian countries as well.
Yeah, I
think that's the same like basically America and Mexico. And here Russia is building them between the borders.
But they all used to be one place back in the game. There used to be just one place. And
all
then
those
it broke
places,
up.
Slovakia, Croatia, all those places.
But that's gutsy, bro. Why do you you want to go back and take it? Because I even think the previous thing that happened, wasn't there a plane shot down there?
Yes.
That's when that thing with the rebels were against the Ukrainian government. And then the Russia came in and was on the side of the rebels. So they actually helped the rebels out of that.
You see, that tug of war, this one, NATO wants Ukraine. And,
Yeah, but you see, the thing is
Russia
NATO
wants them as well.
Yeah, NATO, like, what is this? Ukraine wants to join the NATO so that they can get access to things. Because...
Yeah.
And also, NATO is the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It's like an army
But
countries.
the funny thing is Russia, it's also in their own movement. I don't know what's this movement's name. But it's with Cuba and all of them.
Yeah, yes, it's that BRICS thing where it's like those communist things, whatever that they do.
They're all together. And America's worried about that as well because if America intervenes, then that missile, the same thing that happened, I don't know, was it the Cold War where they aimed all the missiles from Russia? The same thing.
Do you think they still have nukes though?
They do.
I haven't.
What do you think when Putin said they're going to face consequences that they never faced in their whole history? if
Yeah, but-
anybody gets involved.
Yeah, but remember though, I think he's talking to the European countries,
Yeah.
NATO.
But that's America as well.
Yeah,
And
those-
there's a lot. There's 30 countries now.
Yeah, I think he's talking about them. And also remember, Russia just doesn't shoot anyone.
Yeah.
They also have hackers.
Yeah.
That's
So-
the thing. Cyber war.
Yeah, cyber war, all those type of things where they actually manipulate social media.
But they've been doing that.
Yeah, for all you know, all that fear that you see on South African Twitter is actually Russia just manipulating people to think that, or freaking tweeting those
And
things.
in Taiwan as well, with China. China saw this as an opportunity as well.
Yeah, they also tried that.
yeah,
But China's
they-
like the big dog.
They want Taiwan because it's basically like the same thing.
Yeah,
Taiwan
they used to be a
split.
part of them. Yeah, used to be a part of them and then it split. And also now, like, America's weak, bro. America's no longer the big dog.
After the Afghanistan,
Yeah.
where they just
that,
ran
that
away.
That took a toll on their
That's
army.
where he knew, like, I can do this now.
Yeah, that took a toll in their army. For them to be there for so long and waste so much money and then walk away from that. And it looked like they had lost that war. And even worse now, you've got like Joe Biden, who's got Alzheimer's and anything. He's a weakling. If you're looking at Putin and you're looking at Joe Biden, I think Trump was the last dude.
And they talking about sanctions again. They sanctioned Russia like a
How
couple
many
years
times?
back.
Yes,
How many
they've been
times?
sanctioning
Yeah,
Russia.
Russia keeps on proving like, we don't care about you.
Yeah.
You guys, we can do these things on our own.
Yeah, they always keep coming up with something and doing. And there's a lot of sanctions that they do.
Yeah.
That they've put on and they impose them. Because I was also thinking in South Africa, like, what sanctions are you going to put on Russia?
Yeah, we already sanctioned ourselves.
No Russian bear, no whatever. I was like, that's so weird. But you know the weird part is South Africa being in bed with Russia, being part of BRICS, and Naledi Pandor also saying that we need to have women involved in the process of, what is this thing? When people are negotiating. You know, that's been happening for quite a while. You know, one of the biggest imports from Russia and Ukraine in South Africa are strippers, female strippers in Cape Town.
What?
Yeah, well, in Johannesburg and in Durban. Look it up. Look there. Look for Russian and Ukrainian women.
Nobody's sanctioning that.
Yeah, look, no one's going to sanction the strippers. Come on. And those strippers are a big part of the entertainment industry in Cape Town, Durban, and Johannesburg. There's a place like Mavericks and Teasers.
Oh, Mavericks.
Yeah, well, that
Yes,
only
I know.
have Ukrainian women or Russian
Because
women.
I see that strong jawline.
Yeah, bro, those
of
hard
that-
legs,
of that
those
woman.
winter legs, bro. Winter
Yeah.
soldier ass.
Yeah, you can see them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the first article that comes up, Russian women seek riches stripping in South Africa.
Here we go. Read a bit of that. Read a bit of that article, but don't read all of it. Just read a bit of it so you can
Jeez.
see. I also have it here. I don't know if you want me to read a bit. I don't know,
They
from the
like the
beginning.
heat, yeah.
Well, look, you got one. You got a part.
Just a bit slow today.
Okay, wait. I got something.
No, just this. Just let me just read this though.
Okay.
They're saying here you can find Moldovans, Bulgarians, Romanians, Russians, Ukrainians, Hungarians again.
Look
wow,
at that.
there's everything.
You see all those Slavic countries.
But that's the
Wow.
biggest country and they poor. They
Yeah.
poor as fuck.
Yeah, so it happens. So look at that. They're all, how can you, and that was in the Moscow Times, that article, eh?
The Moscow Times. Yes, you're
Yeah,
right.
that was in the Moscow Times. So that was something that was published in Moscow. So forget Russian bear, forget the Russians. Strippers, bro. Strippers in South Africa. You know the funny part that I saw? They had protests in Cape Town.
What?
Like they went to the Russian embassy and people were singing the Ukrainian national anthem. And I thought to myself, who had time to fucking Google the Ukrainian national anthem as a South African and go there and sing that shit?
But they can't sing the South African anthem right
Yeah,
there.
no. But then obviously when I saw, yeah, but when I looked now and saw, I was like, nah, these are the strippers, bruh.
Yeah.
These are the strippers from the freaking place that have been staying in Cape Town because they're Ukrainian, and they even spoke to one woman, and she had a duck accent, like, it's wrong. We should actually take away the sanction everything from the
Thinking
country.
about it in Cape Town, there's like an accent I used to hear a lot. I don't know if you remember.
Yes, there's
like
a lot of them.
white girls. Then we would hear that accent.
Yeah, that
fucking
hard
lot.
accent where
Yeah.
yes. And it's not like, it's not like Russia became a bad guy overnight. Russia's always been a bad guy. Always been the bad guy.
As the movies portray.
As the
Yeah,
movies portrayed.
yeah.
Look with at the
Hallelujah.
Olympics. 2014. You know they've been banned from the Olympics. They can't participate in the Olympics until like 2024.
Why?
Because they were caught doping.
I remember
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, apparently they had people who, if I was on drugs, they were so diabolical in the fact that they actually cut penis walls in the wall so that when people had to have a doping test, a penis would just come out the wall and it would clean like pee, so that when they test it, it comes out that it's actually like normal pee with nothing. So you can have a piss test and you're cool. So they did that, and then they found out that they've been doping throughout all these Olympics. They took away their medals, and they only have access until 2022 now to do that again.
Oh, shit.
So it's been happening for a while. What is that, Rocky, where Apollo gets beaten up by a Russian? Which is like, that was bad. I think we should boycott that movie. And then he's still, after he beats him up, he's like, if he dies, he dies. It's not my problem. I was like, come on, bro, come on. I was like, you know what I thought? When we had that episode, we were talking about HIV. If Apollo was from the Eastern Cape and he had HIV and he wasn't tested, he could have won that on a technicality years later. He could have won. Jeez. And the Russians have been bad guys for a long time. And another part that irritates me, I'm watching the news and then I'm like, there are South Africans in Ukraine and they can't get out. I'm like, wait a minute. Where's your sense of danger? Where's your sense of awareness? It's students mostly. But if you've watched these movies, like you've got the Avengers, they were in Sokovia. Those people have got like a Dirk accent, like they're from Ukraine. Even in Justice League, the bugs came out in a place where there was like Ukraine. Behind enemy lines was in Ukraine. Guys, like, where is your sense of danger? You've got Ukrainian women singing in Cape Town at an embassy. For goodness sake, the roles are reversed. They knew that their country is dangerous and they came here to strip. You're going there to study.
Yeah.
It's like a volatile area and you're going there to study. And then like they're interviewing this one chick and she's like, no, we're in a...
But it's mostly white people.
No, it was a black chick. I was so disappointed it's a black chick. I don't want to make it racial, but it was a black chick. And there was an Indian guy.
What opportunities do they provide there?
It's medicine. Apparently,
medicine?
Yeah, they study
Is
medicine.
Is it like good? Yeah.
It's good enough. It's good enough. But obviously
because most of them go to Cuba.
Yeah, well, imagine, look, everyone leaves to be a stripper. Who's going to be studying to be a doctor there? Someone has to fill out the chairs.
Yeah.
That's the problem. So I was like, this chick is saying no, and they can't. Apparently, they have the Ukrainian citizens get preference over them if they have to move people out, because the people have to move from Ukraine to Poland. So the part now, which is difficult for them, is that they have to wait to get a visa to go to Poland. You can't just step into Poland. So they have to wait. And then she was telling the newscaster that, oh, look, we're in an underground station. We can hear the blast, so it's safer underground so that the impact doesn't hit that much.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm like, no, bro, where is your sense of danger or awareness? Where were you? Back to the thing with South Africa and Russia. Apparently, we have an open visa policy. We can just go to Russia if we wanted to, and we can stay there for 90 days without a visa. You know that?
I didn't know that.
And they can just stroll in also without a visa for 90 days as a visitor.
Wow.
And it comes back to your point where you said you've heard the accents.
Yeah.
We actually have a very big Russian mafia ring within South Africa itself. Very big. If Mobster can look at that as we're talking, because the Russian mafia or the Serbian mafia of sorts is the ones who are running that whole strip thing. And apparently even they were fighting over the clubs in Cape Town. As in who gets control of the clubs, who gets to sell drugs and all those type of things. Yeah. And that's where that other security company came from. I forget what that security company was called. That one that used to patrol outside the clubs there in Cape Town. Because they came there to actually get those people out.
What?
See something. I forget what it was.
CPID, those people with the green eye.
Yeah, something green. Something green.
Yeah, something vividly.
Yeah. So, also, so it's like in that article that Mobster was looking at, it even says Mavericks was investigated in 2012 by the country's Human Rights Commission for human trafficking after accusations by former dancer and patron. The commission's report submitted to the Western Cape's High Court in June concluded that the dancers were vulnerable to exploitation and that they had, the recruitment through talent, so it was bad. And also the part here, it says, it used to be mostly Ukrainians at Mavericks. They used to have a guy who had a connection with Ukrainian girls, but then he moved to Durban, a city about 1,000 kilometers away to the northeast. Another Cape Town clubhouse, Rasputin, also recruited numerous Russian women through the Russian owner's connections before the place folded 3 years ago. So this was back in 2012. Yeah. So you see that. There we go again, that foreign element.
Yeah. It's always foreign.
We're always relaxing the rules. Like, okay, you know the Russia's got human rights violations and all those type of things. Even if we are part of BRICS or whatever's happening, there goes the government again, just relaxing things and letting people in for 90 days. Obviously that brings in, I think there was also one article whereby one of the gangsters had brought people from Russia to take care of his problem here in South Africa. So he brought in, obviously, guys who were trained military-wise to sort out these things. Wow. They did what they had to do.
Yeah, because most of these guys actually have military training.
Yeah, but which we don't have. We don't have military training like that.
Because it's compulsory in Russia. We used to be like that as well. We used to do that.
Yeah, we used to do that back in the day. Back in the
era.
Yeah, back in the, but things are different now. We probably get Twitter training. That's all we get. There's no such a thing as military training. So this thing goes, it's like it goes deeper than that. I don't think we have anything to worry about, seeing that the relationship is so good and what they've been giving Russia.
Yeah.
And all that, and obviously...
That's why they probably spoke with so much confidence. They knew what was happening. Like
that. Yeah, it's just words for them. And also she's in Germany. And that's where all these people are, apparently. That's where they're all meeting, when these NATO people are. So they obviously pressed her for her answer.
Yeah, and she just wanted to say...
And that's the answer she gave.
Virtue signaling.
Yeah, she just gave the answer. But then how's NATO, bro? NATO hasn't even come to the party. It's like how long since this invasion began?
But Ukraine is not part of NATO. That's why.
Yeah, well, you were going to sign.
The thing is, Russia knows, nah? As soon as Ukraine joins NATO, there's that naval base as well there of Russia. Obviously, they're going to kick them out. And Russia wants that nuclear power plant there as well.
I think they really took over that place because it happened before when they shot that plane down. It was a place that they had given Ukraine as a sign of peace.
Yeah.
And then they took that back after those rebels did crap there. So they took that back already. So, I mean, NATO's nowhere there. Where's NATO at now? I hear that Germany, Biden has sent troops to Germany, and France has yet to do anything, as usual. They haven't done anything. Those pussies haven't stumped up anything.
That's why they had flop.
Yeah.
Like with Canada as well. Because
never do it. You just don't take...
The whole French thing.
In
South Park.
Just, no, man.
They were taken over quickly in World War II.
But do you think, okay, but I think, yes, I see it being a World War III situation if all of Europe gets involved.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's three, if it happens, 3 strikes for Europe. Europe's just creating wars.
Yeah, there's always...
Because the first one was Germany, second one is Germany again, the third one Russia.
Yeah.
Then it's...
I feel sorry for Palestine. No one actually even looks at Palestine. They're just like, oh, okay.
And we're always like, those
Forget
are
about
the people, the terrorists, but they're not starting world wars. They just bomb each other and it's finished.
Gee whiz, that's a bad
They
one.
keep their circle small.
Yeah. That's not it. But that story will develop, has legs. I was thinking, how do you get those South Africans out of Ukraine?
Yeah, that's a good question, eh?
We need to speak to Cyril. Cyril needs to talk to the taxi association, bro. You know what? Only one vehicle can drive through all of that mayhem without traffic signs. And you either get an Avanza or a, what is it? What is it? An Avanza, CI, or a Quantum, bro. Imagine how those people would feel if you're in an underground bunker and you're just hearing beep, 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 down it. You're like, we're going home.
They'll feel happy.
I'd feel happy, but then until you see the footage, crisis over. But that's it, bro. If he dies, he dies. It's not my problem.
Not my problem.
Yeah, man. There's another problem. What's happening, guys? Some dude came up on TV who says that the term colored is an old term. It's colorful now. What's happening?
It's not right, me bro.
He said he doesn't want... there's people who are against the term colored. What's happening there? Where does this come from?
The thing is, they want colored removed, no? But replaced with what? Khoisan.
No, he
I
said,
don't think we can say Khoisan.
No,
That's
he didn't.
the thing they
No, he
always
didn't.
yeah.
No, he didn't want that. He said, I don't hear it. The audio is not audible. If I could fast forward to that part. He says mixed or of mixed race or something. But what is wrong with colored? I see the comment section. People are like, you don't know your colored heritage or something like that. Is that true? Why is colored such a bad thing?
I think it's because it was established by the white people back in the day. They used to say colored because you get white coloreds, you get Malaysian coloreds, you get like dark skin coloreds and all that.
All
like
type
some
of
white
colours.
people couldn't differentiate between colored and white people. Some white people look like coloreds as well. But it's just a tan and they got confused. So they would do that pencil test as well to see if it falls through the hair. Because the hair used to be like the main identifier. So they labeled them coloreds just to identify them as someone. But I think they get angry because of the Khoisan thing. They want to be like labeled the Khoisan. But it's kind of hard. Like, can you say Khoisan because it's been wiped out so long?
Yeah, no, but I think that guy was saying that he's trying to fight for the classification of, he wants it removed from the form. So you get black, colored, Indian, and whatever. So they want that removed.
What do they want in that place? That's the thing.
I think it's mixed. I don't know. That audio is unaudible.
But mixed race is not that bad. Every other country uses it. But mixed race is the same as black in other countries. So if you say you mixed race, you might as well just say you're black.
Yes. Yeah, and he's saying that, I think he says that word removes colors from being African or something, which is...
You know, since you said that, like a lot of they don't say black anymore. They say African and then colored. That's the bad part about it. That's wrong.
But then again, come on. Colored is South African.
Yeah.
I don't understand that one. And this comes from Cape Town.
Yeah.
I would have thought...
Shouldn't it just be African?
You can be African. Look, we're all African.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then obviously in the African thing...
ethnicity, isn't
Yeah,
it?
there's blacks, there's coloreds. It'd be so weird now if I have to go call someone a mixed whatever.
Yeah, but the thing is, in his opinion, he said the word colored is confusing, derogatory, racist, and conceals the true historical identity of the Khoi and San people.
Ooh.
But then, how do you classify us
Exactly.
colours
Then you're going to say Khoisan. Then as well, then black people should say Bantu. Shouldn't it be like that? Because the
Oh, you get
Khoisan
different types.
Yeah,
But black is black.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, look, like emo.
Shouldn't it
What
just
is
be
emo?
brown?
What is, you remember emo?
Emo Adams.
Yes, what's emo? Is he a colored?
It's a colored.
Yeah.
But you see, he comes from the Malaysian part.
Yes, Cape Malay.
You see that?
Cape Malay.
Yeah, like colored. And then also he says, I think he was also saying colored refers that people don't have a culture or something like that.
Yeah, he was saying so.
But that's stupid. Then what is pickle fish?
Yeah, that's and it's coming.
Yeah.
That's,
What is...
but not everybody. It's more like a Roman Catholic type thing. It's because of the whole Eastern Cape thing. In Cape Town, those places, that's not, because most of them are Malaysian. It's Muslim. So like the pickle fish doesn't like, they
That's not
don't
a thing
have
for them.
that type of day.
Boboti. Boboti is their thing.
Yeah, they don't really care about that.
But that's pretty weak, man. Why is that term colored going to be like X'd? I found that pretty weird of him just to come out of there. I was confused. I saw that. I'm like, colored?
I think it depends on who the person is, because I mean, some people will get offended, some people won't.
Yeah. Look,
It's what's happening nowadays, unfortunately.
Look,
People are triggered by everything.
I'm fine with it, no? Because I think about it, how are you going to classify it? There's different type of colored people. You get white coloreds, like light skin, me.
All type of
And you
colors.
get like dark skin, you get brown, you get some that look like Indians. How are you going to classify it? So colored is like, it seems like the perfect term. But because about mixed race, if you're going to say mixed race, it's going to sound a little bit weird if you say, okay, that's also fine, but we can't just say
But
Khoisan.
it should have always been mixed also, or
Yeah.
even colored. There's nothing wrong with the term colored.
Depending how you look at it, if you want to get offended, depending who was speaking in your ear and speaking about those things like color is not right, I think they get
Yeah,
instigated.
because another person was arguing that just like coloreds aren't pure Khoi anymore, the same can be said for other cultures, like for example, like even the Zulus or the Xhosas, because I mean, there is mixing going on as well.
Yeah, it's been.
You see, so how do you classify it now?
But you still say they're black at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's just
That's what I'm saying. It depends on who you are.
It's like tribal.
No, there's different tribes.
Yeah, different tribes and ethnicities.
Yes.
Then you get race. I think it should just be African. That's like basically all.
But I mean,
And then white African.
Colored is like it's a historical term. I think this thing's been going on for a while. Even Habana at one stage even said he's not black, he's not white, or he's not colored, or he's not black, he's not colored, he's South African.
Yeah.
Joey Razdin, before Make the Circle Bigger, says colored is an old term. Colored is an old term. It's colorful now. So
Colorful.
it's colorful now. So people have been. I don't know, but
LGBTQ rainbow flag is colorful.
yeah, we'll make the circle blacker. But I think the thing is with that, I know, like, you look, colored people have their own distinct culture.
Yeah.
I think this guy took it far, because even when I heard in the news that he even ticked the wrong classification to make himself black on a form, and he was like charged with fraudulent saying he's black on the form.
Wow.
That it even went that far for him to even say that, for him to prove a point, because he wanted to prove a point that he is black or he chooses what he chooses to. I even remember at the time I helped a guy who had a surname, Jafta. So I called his name from a list. And then when I saw him, it's like a colored dude that looks like Denny. I was like, wow, are they actually Jaftas with that tone or that color of sorts? He's like, yeah, it is. I was like, and he was like, no, it works for me. I've got jobs in the government and all that, so I'm actually pretty proud of my Jafta. But he's like, I was like, wow, that's the first time I've seen a Jafta. So also this thing about just being colored. You notice if you go to Durban, the Coloureds in Durban are not like the Coloureds in Cape Town.
Yeah.
They've got that accent. The Coloureds in Cape Town are not like the Coloureds in the Eastern Cape.
I don't know if you can say the word. I'm not going to say it.
No, you can't say that word. You can't say that word.
I'm not sure about it.
You can't say that word. Yeah, but it's like, it's weird. Because yet you get, and that's the same thing like black people. The black people in KwaZulu-Natal are not the same as the black people in the Eastern Cape. The black people in East London speak different to the people in PE.
Yeah.
So you're black, you're colored. There are different types of colors.
Yeah.
I don't know if every other colored drinks 4 cousins. It's like a 4 cousins thing. Everyone drinks. So do we now separate? Because there is culture in being a colored. I think that thing of saying that you want to take that away, I would be like, nah, bro, that is crappy to do that. Because, and also they can have a dialogue apparently, or they're going to vote it in.
But I think it's a whole colored experience as well. Everybody has it. Like you have you are Xhosa as well and everything as well. You guys have an experience that we have different of, and same with white people. So it's basically like a whole experience. We as colors can sit together and we know as well. It's like the whole experience thing.
And also, look, Coloureds have quite an influence. You must remember, even the Antwoord is expropriating colored culture.
Yeah.
You see that?
But did anybody complain about him?
Because those guys got big off colored culture. That guy from the Antwoord used to be Max Normal. He used to be like a rapper dressed like John Wick with a red tie, and like that. And then he changed his whole thing. He looks like a 28 of sorts, or 26. And that's what he's taken to America, and that's what he's portraying, and he's a white guy.
Did anybody complain about it?
No, that's what I've seen. You got
it
Jack
is.
Sparrow also.
Yeah, I think they complain about him though.
Is it Jack Sparrow?
Yeah.
Jack Sparrow, I remember something about that.
So you see, so there are some things which are, like no one's going to speak of and say, hey, but look, man, these people are expropriating culture, because that's what the Antwoord does. I haven't seen anything else besides there's colored guys, like that's the other song, Fokile Nayers. The one that has those dudes that look like they've been in jail.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. So they're expropriating colored culture.
They've been doing that.
Yeah, there is culture. Even May Brew or
it's so bad. It's working for them so much for the Antwoord. They got a record deal from Dr. Dre back then.
Yeah, well,
but Dr. Dre's
Interscope.
Interscope, with Aftermath and all of them wanted to sign them. But they just said, you guys need to rap in English and leave the accent. They were like, no. Because this works so much for us. So
and that accent is exactly a colored accent.
Yeah.
It's a colored accent. There's a lot that actually happens. Let me actually throw a spanner in the works here. If I had to say to you, give me a list of the top 10 most influential Coloureds. Who are you putting in your list?
Funny Cop.
Let me help you. Okay, wait. So we've got Funny Cop. Who else?
Who else is there?
I'll give you the easy one. Trevor Noah.
Yeah, no, but Trevor Noah's not colored.
He doesn't want to be colored.
No, he's just mixed race. He's like the proper mixed race. He's from. He has a black mother. And Swedish or Switzerland? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, still colored though.
But that's a mixed race. That's why I say it becomes a cultural thing at the end. Like how you grew up.
Okay, let's put him in there on a technicality. He is colored. You got Danny Jordan, the one who facilitated the FIFA payment. So you've got Funny Cop, Trevor Noah, Danny Jordan.
Youngster.
Yeah, no.
Does youngster count?
Oh, man.
Is he historical? What are you looking at?
No, it's not historical.
Talib Peterson.
Oh, was it the guy?
The Alibaba guy?
Oh, Alibaba, Joe Baba. Yeah, okay, so you got 4.
Yeah. Is Joey Rastins? No, man.
Yeah, Joey Rastins. But he calls himself a Muslim. I also don't get that part too. You are colored.
You're still colored, man.
Do we have Emo Adams on there?
Emo Adams.
Yeah.
You can put him in 5 then. We were sitting at 5.
Yeah. Who else?
Who's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Hemel BSM. No. Is it too early for Hemel BSM?
No, Hemel BSM.
Who's that lady who's always in the soaps and from Save the Line, that old guy?
Yeah. What's her name? Didn't she pass away?
Who's that lady that was always on?
In Generations or back in the day, yeah.
No, man.
This is a very difficult list for you guys to make.
Yeah, it is.
That comedy. It's
a tough list for you guys to make, to give me top 10 influential Coloureds, actually.
Wasn't that lady, that comedy lady?
I know what you're talking about. The one who's with
It always.
Yeah, I know the lady you're talking about, but the name's not coming to me.
She always had like that raru.
Yeah, she's raru. And look, You know, I know who you're talking about.
I know
who you're talking about. But still, this is a very hard list to make.
Off there, definitely difficult.
Difficult. So, look at that, guys. I think there are influential colored people out there, but I don't think as Coloureds, you're proud to say Dio, because every single time you say Dio, someone is always distancing themselves from the word colored.
Yeah.
That's the problem. You get now that's the problem that I always see. Because you'll get some Coloureds who want to be black, some Coloureds who want to do this, but at the end of the day, you still are colored. No one wants to hold that thing of accountability, like even that thing that you said of Trevor Noah now. Yeah. Trevor goes and refers to himself as mixed now that he's in America and all that.
Mostly black.
Mostly black.
He's black.
You see?
That's what he even said. Yeah, he can't even speak Afrikaans. It's not a color.
It doesn't mean that you speak Afrikaans, that you're a thing.
But as I said, colored became like a cultural thing more than a racial thing at the end of the day, because it goes with culture. Some black people, they were mixed with white people and they look like proper coloreds, but they know nothing about, like I said, the colored experience at the end of the day.
Yeah, but still, even those colors from in Margate or whatever, those are colored people. But now that whole classification gets lost up there. Is the word colored going away? If they're putting in a vote, is it going?
No, how long?
How
long they've been fighting that? I don't think.
Yeah,
I just think it should just be African.
But we all are African, that's what I'm saying.
But if black people get the African term, then it should be African as well. Don't you think so?
Well, Coloreds are African though.
I mean on, let's say, the box that they tick it for racial groups.
But they don't, look, I find it stupid though.
Yeah.
Why would you say, look, it says black, colored, Indian and thing. We're in South Africa already. We are African already.
You see, that's a problem. So that's why I said like it says now African, even when we were doing those the forms at work.
For census or whatever.
It's African, colored, white, Indian.
This is African now.
It's African now. There was one problem where they were fighting that, and they were like, "Hey, this is not
if it does say African, then it's incorrect.
Yeah, that is definitely.
That's the problem. It shouldn't say African.
Even for the government posts and things, it shows, like some posts shows African and then colored. People are like, oh, whoa, what's going on here?
What are we?
Yeah, man. Jeez, no way. But that, I don't think it, maybe if they get their way right, the way things are going.
Just African and African European.
The way things are going, they might get it right, but I don't think so too. I like the comment section where people were saying that guy doesn't know his heritage of being a colored and all that. Because it takes a certain thing. It just doesn't mean because you speak a certain way or you want to be black. I think it still goes back to that Koi thing. They're trying to get the money, bro. Someone's trying to get that money of being Koi. You forgot Sarah Bartman on your list. There you go. Sarah Bartman.
Sarah Bartman.
Yeah, on your list, yeah.
Wow. And there was something that popped up regarding her life, like on Facebook a lot this month. I don't know why. That thing we read about, where she was dissected and like basically all those type of things.
And they kept her body in France for like how long, bro? It only got like returned recently.
Yeah, recently, like
that's
a couple years.
Yeah, a few years back. That's bad. But that's how it goes, eh? That's how it goes with these Europeans. That's what they do. So yeah, colored is an old term. It's colorful now.
It's colorful.
It's colorful now, I say.
Me, bro.
I saw. You check Antonio Conte, bro. Why you want to be a sore? Are people sore losers?
He's losing his hair.
He lost. No. He lost 4 out of 5 games. He goes to a press conference. He's like, I don't know if I can do it anymore. Because it's not normal.
But they won today.
Yeah, well, he's happy now. But he was just saying the other day that he thinks that he might quit. And he just feels like it's not right to be getting a salary.
After the Man City game, they won 3-2. And then that Burnley loss is what killed him.
Yeah.
It's just a Tottenham thing. They
but I'm no.
They win, they lose. They win, they lose.
No, but leave that whole Tottenham or whatever. Are people sore losers, bro? Like, are we sore losers in a way?
Who likes to lose?
But can't you lose gracefully? These things are always happening when, like, look now. You lost Ukraine.
Yeah.
You're a sore loser now. You want to spite the next person.
Yeah.
You know, some things we're doing just in spite to spite the next person. Why are we sore losers like that as people? Or is it just a narcissistic thing?
It must be a narcissistic. Yeah.
Because even look at that whole case of taking Kill the Boer to court. Does a song actually incite people to be killed? To them to be killing Boers or anything like that?
If the lyrics says kill the Boer, then it means kill the
But
Boer.
in the court case, they were coming up and saying that, no, this is a historical song that makes people stronger. Remember, farm murders have been happening.
I understand that, but my point of view on that also
depends how you charge it.
Especially with the youth. The youth are volatile.
Bro,
if you throw those things out, they still believe the whites have taken the country from us and all of that jazz. So I think that can have a huge influence on people.
Maybe back then it had that type of meaning, but if today's people are singing it, has a totally different type of meaning.
Yeah, well,
you can hide behind that and say, oh, it has a historical meaning, but the new generation are hearing kill the Boer.
Nah, but it's how you dissect it. Look, farm murders, you can't say now all those farm murders are directly linked to that song.
Now, you can't say just to that song, but it does have influence. We were speaking about influence the other day.
When I was still in Cape Town, I actually had a few black friends there, and they also had that belief, like even with Coloureds, that Coloureds are the same as whites, basically, when it came to the whole taking the country thing. And I mean, that's basically absurd.
That's where the saying came in. What? We're not black enough to be black and not white enough to be white. That's where they say it's like a middle term.
Oh, middle term, yes. They say that because I don't know, most people that they figure out they are always flip-flopping or doing whatever. That's where that whole thing came from. But I think it's just, you're going to be a sore loser or we're just taking things to court. We're doing anything to take people for something because instead of just accepting something or coming to a dialogue, I think even him, they also come from a place of knowing that, look, if we sing this thing, it's going to make them feel a certain type of way. And I see in the court case they want to have that song banned. Are we even to the point where we're banning songs now? Because they want to ban the song.
You remember that white guy that made us songs of Mandela?
I remember. And he
Did
had
he
an
go to
album.
jail?
No, he didn't go to jail. He had an album.
Yeah, 7 songs.
Where he was calling Mandela as a K and whatever the monkeys, and it was on a CD.
He does something with his mother.
Yeah.
And
That guy, okay, but that CD obviously got banned. Yes, most probably because of all the lyrics and all that stuff. But like, it comes from a point of, of soreness. Like, you did that, now I'm going to do this.
Yeah, you see.
Like,
But
what
that
is
guy
it?
knew what he was doing. He just knew it.
I don't know if he was probably the first racist to have a diamond-selling album. I don't know.
But who says he's racist? Maybe he just knew this is going to make money. He's gonna push
he was a
us in.
shock jock before there were shock jocks.
So that's how how this racist term comes in.
Yeah, 'cause
So
even
you
Eugene-
can't actually say you would have probably said then did the math and it was like it's gonna shock
Controversy
people
sells.
and
Controversy
let me
sells.
do this thing.
Yeah, but
With the national
that
anthem.
album was something else. And also, look now, I'm pretty sure if that song gets banned, people are going to come out and say, let's ban the Afrikaans part in the national anthem.
But why you did
But they did try that, didn't they?
Yeah. You see, it's always just a tit for tat and sore losing. Like, why are we going to do that?
If we should just be following acceptance now and just
They'll be,
just being like, it's so losers. It's actually the truth. People don't want to lose. I understand that, but we need to learn from that loss and move forward. But no.
No, that's a difficult one.
Yeah.
People don't want to, bro. People don't want to. Talk about losses.
Yeah.
I think we experienced a big loss this week.
Remind me?
The whole Ricky Rick situation.
that's
Ricky. Oh, shit.
Yeah, and how mental health and how I think, I'm part of some groups on WhatsApp. Goodness, they were bombarding me with facts of how suicide amongst men in South Africa is pretty high next to Russia.
Yeah.
You see that relationship between South Africa and Russia?
Yeah, the men.
We were there.
Yeah.
It's high.
Yeah. But what point do you have to actually get to actually take your life, bro?
It's all psychological.
But I don't know. Maybe, and as an example, I think also the music industry.
Yeah.
And being in Johannesburg, I think some people were pointing. I saw they were pointing to the lyrics that he had in his songs that he was saying. I think Big Zulu had a thing that he had played where the lyrics were like, "This is you won't see me again."
Yeah. We spoke earlier about in interviews as well. He was battling depression or something like that. Yeah.
Jeez, man, but that's extreme. And also,
So it was just bowling up.
Yeah, this is the second suicide of the year.
And there was no, man. There was for the year and last year, like the end of the year, that guy that threw himself from the bridge. I don't even remember.
No, I'm just saying
celebrity-wise.
Celebrity-wise, because it was
There's
Patrick
the second,
Shine.
and then him.
And then there's this one.
It's mostly men.
Always.
Because
Yeah,
the men
it's
rate is
mostly
high. It's
men.
like 90-something%.
Yeah, it's for South Africa, men's suicide rates are around 37 per 100,000 of the population, whereas women are just below 10.
Yeah.
Jeez.
37 versus 10 out of 100,000.
So we're more
That's quite high.
successful.
Yeah, I think
Suicide.
the pressures of being successful get to you as a
Yeah.
man, eh? Those pressures and you having to
But
provide
do men
things.
have somebody to speak to? At the end of the day?
There's always a line to talk to, but I think if you ever speak to when someone
Someone
perceives you
was
as weak,
posting just today when I woke up. I saw a post. Men are the reason why men cannot speak about their problems. But we as men, we speak more to each other than about our problems.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Than with our women, because we know the woman will judge us.
yeah,
most-
well, it's
most
sometimes
men
like
will be
that.
thrown.
Yeah, but I also think that's one's a double-edged sword. If you feel like you can't speak to people, you don't trust these people.
Yeah.
Also, and I feel probably in the industry, there's certain people there that you can't trust because you never know.
And
I
they
tell
know
you
when
something.
they know when they go into the industry, this is a fishy
Yeah.
business.
Look at that. Like, look at the other one where some guy, who was it? I think, what is his name? Is it Slick? Not Slick. It's Sizwe. Not Sizwe, man. The other one
Oh,
from Channel O. We don't see him anymore, man. He used to be on that hip hop show. He was a friend of Ricky's.
From PE, what's his name?
Yeah, what's his name?
That eats the mushrooms and
that's always dressed dapper and all that. He was part of Boys in Butts.
I forgot his name now. How the hell?
Okay.
Yeah.
He spoke to someone in confidence and said someone was doing drugs or Scoop.
Scoop Marketing.
Spoke to someone in confidence.
Yeah, Scoop.
And then someone went and took his comments and put it on a podcast and said that these people were doing drugs, and then evidently now those people look at Scoop as, hey, you told this guy this. You see? And kajum, that happens. So I feel within that circle or even things that happen there, people can't trust each other.
Yeah.
Who are you going to talk to?
It's all about the money.
Yeah, who are you going to talk to? And also, we don't know his situation also. We never know. But I'm like, if you think about something and someone has money problems, do you think taking your life, because I know if you have a life cover, you have there's like a suicide policy of 24 months. If you're in such a dire strait, do you think that money is going to save your family instead of you being there to actually raise your family, bro?
Wow.
That's like no. We're not saying he had financial problems. We're just saying, does it?
When you say 24 months.
Because like if you take a life cover, you have to be alive for 24 months before you can commit suicide. And
then they'll pay out.
Then they'll pay out. I mean, like, would you not be there? Wouldn't like sort of your programming think, yo, man, I got to be there for my children and my family, as opposed to doing something like that?
Hey, maybe I'm just selfish, but if you're my family and I go through that, you're suffering with me.
But
we're going to go through it together.
Yeah, I mean, like, come on, guys. There's a
family.
It's
better with you guys as a unit to go through it as well. You can grow out of it.
Yeah, because I mean, especially with your spouse, if your spouse leaves in a situation like that, that just means she wasn't truly
there for you. Yeah, she wasn't there for you.
A true wife. Because remember, you make a promise to poor and rich and poor, sickness and health, but we know how that goes.
Yeah. And at least, like, look, I'm like, at least no one else was killed in the situation. Because sometimes we get these things where a guy's like, look, it's either me or my family.
100% right there.
Yeah.
And it didn't go to that extent. I mean, like, I wonder, how far was he? Like, in that state to just be like, yo, bro, I'm just gonna do this. And then you find the next day that, yo, the guy's gone. That's some other thing, bro. That's some other thing. And when you look online, guy's looking dapper. He's always dressed in this.
Yeah.
And all that. And I mean...
But it takes some
Who
cuts.
found him?
I don't know. Probably someone in the family. They don't say it.
And he still did a tweet like in the morning hours or something.
Yeah, in the early hours where he said, what? I'll come back.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I'll come back. This land is still mine.
So it was probably then when he was like just...
Yeah, so obviously it was, yo, man, that's far.
But there's a fact regarding suicide where they say most people, when they're doing it, they regret it. Like people that jump from bridges and those things and survive, they'll tell you like instantly when they jump, they're like, fuck no.
Yeah. But so, yes, your body is like...
Yeah, your body wants to survive at the end of the day. So
you
you're going to
must
fight
be
it.
far, bro.
Yeah.
You must be far for you to do that.
And because you see, that's why, let's say, he hanged himself. You can't do anything after that because you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You're there.
Yeah,
also,
man. That is heavy. That's heavy.
Yeah.
I sat there and I read that. I didn't believe it at first.
But this it's been a year for hip hop. Like with the whole city lights and all those things happening, people been dying, suicide and all those things. Who died before that? It was someone else as well. It was city lights and someone before that.
Yeah, someone else died, but I can't get to it now.
Yeah.
Someone else died. Yeah, bro. Hip hop is dying. Hip hop is dying, and he was one of the most influential guys. It's actually it's like I saw so many tributes. It's like the one time you get someone who has so many tributes and people putting up pictures on their profiles. And he had like a whole highlight reel of things. He had a whole highlight.
He was a fashion icon as well.
Yeah. And all those things. Oh, yeah. And then, remember they had a beef, eh? Wasn't there Casper and him had broken up?
Yeah.
And then
They
I saw
don't speak anymore.
They don't speak it.
What
He
was
went
it
and put a
about?
photo on it.
Yeah, he put a photo, but I think he
on the profile
he
picture.
put his profile pic there on it, and then he went quiet though or something. But I think there's a lot of speculation, bro. A lot of speculation. Even people were saying, but I feel like it's at that time it's not appropriate to say that no, Casper's partly to blame for something because we don't know what happened.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's like, Yasti, is it also like, this whole thing of beefing? And you see it, we see the beef. Do you think now Casper and AKA, because at some point Casper went away from Ricky Rick, AKA came closer to Ricky Rick, and they became friends. Do you think there's still a need to even have a beef? Now, after what's happened, do you think Ricky Rick's death would kind of unite the industry in some sort of way?
I doubt it, though, to be honest with you.
It's always people's egos that gets involved. That's always been the case.
Yeah, but they got to come forward for a common cause of sorts.
But what are they going to do? Just make new songs?
Well, that's what hip-hop needs. That's what hip-hop needs. It would be, look, one day
Do
we'll
we
say...
need an AK and Casper collab?
I think we don't need it.
We don't need it.
We don't need it, but we may probably need support for one another.
Yeah, then
for
just
them to say,
the
like,
beef.
look, bro, I'm squashing this thing
Yeah.
for the sake of Ricky or what's happened or what has happened with Ricky. Because how long do you keep a grudge going for something like that?
You think this boxing match of April will be cancelled?
Nah, it still goes on.
Because-
It still goes on. It still goes on, regardless. But I would think the bigger cause would be for the hip-hop industry to unite, to put away all these things or whatever, because I think that's the one thing that is a kill. They don't collaborate. The biggest names don't collaborate.
Do you think there's a jealousy?
No,
Envy?
there's jealousy, and also those jealousies and beefs and type of things, you could probably owe someone
But
money.
it's that jealousy and envy, they close doors. As soon as people work together, more doors open.
Yeah.
It's always been the case.
Yeah, and there's that thing. So you never know. And like those people are living in the limelight. You may never know what one person was seeing, because you could see that this guy, hey, look, this guy's he's driving this, he's driving that. I'm not doing this or whatever. And him just being isolated by himself and attracting things and not opening doors to wanting to be with other people, to repay favors.
But shouldn't this like showcase to the youth or anybody like, is money really happiness? Because he just got a deal like with one of the banks. I don't know if you can check.
And he
But
also he had $1 million from Russian Bear.
You see?
Yeah.
So the money, everything is there, and like people, like even though they have money, doesn't just provide happiness.
It is.
I think you something else. Like,
And there's a lot of things that Ricky would say, hey, and if money can buy these fucking awards, my nigga, then I don't want him.
That's with the African Bank.
Yeah, the African Bank.
African Bank.
Yeah,
How much was that worth?
because he had money now, so there was no problem. So money obviously wasn't the issue. So that's the whole mental health thing. So they say it's an illness. So from one illness to the next.
Yeah, bro, that's pretty dark, man, to be in such a space like that. I wouldn't want to hear of anyone when you say that you've taken your own life.
To specific amounts. They're just saying it was a mega deal.
It was a mega deal. Yeah, look at that. You signed a mega deal
Yeah.
and then you're not happy.
But if they die, does the deal fall away?
I think the money's still paid.
Yeah, still paid to the family probably.
Money's still paid. You probably record whatever you have to
Yeah.
record. The pictures are taken, the billboards are all there. And most probably now, even possibly in his untimely death, those pictures could spur more people onto African Bank,
Yeah.
if you have to say. Yeah. Yeah, man. Everything's so serious, eh? We usually loosen up, but I think...
Yeah, but it needed to be spoken about.
Yeah, we usually are loose, but that was serious, man. It's quite a serious thing.
Yeah, sad week, eh?
Sad week, yeah. That week wasn't easy.
Yeah.
More money out your pocket. BCM, ESCOM. Life is just getting harder. Sanctions on Russia, no more strippers. I also don't get why things are always going to be put on us. Things happen in another country, we get the brunt of it. It's obviously how far the government has sold things.
Yeah. But we allow it as people all the time.
Yeah, but I think what we've got to try and do now, or the next vote, or whatever we try and do, not even a vote of sorts, bro. We need to start protesting even now. We don't even know how we're going to protest. But, like,
They were speaking about a loot that's coming. I don't know if this is just a
No, just to loot. That's not going to help anything.
Let's go fucking loot.
No, that's not going to help anything because you see how bad that looting did it. But yeah, man, serious week, bro. Serious week. I think this whole cloud must pass. You think this war ends? Does NATO come in? Do they rescue Ukraine?
I don't think so. I think the reason NATO is doing this thing as well is just to push. They're letting it happen so that they can sign the deal for NATO, so
100%.
that they can intervene.
Yeah, but it's serious there. It's very serious, very serious. But yeah, man.
NATO, the real gangster rappers.
NATO ain't shot anyone, bro. NATO's got no beef, no drive-bys or anything. Yeah, man, that's another episode. Done and dusted, man.
Another one.
Yeah, news travels fast, man. Peace out.
Peace out.
I tell you one more time, this is where it's at. We keep making them stacks that make that bitch come back. We keep spending them stacks that make